Lone Warrior's response. How China fights back against targeted US tariffs. Hi everyone. Today, let's talk about a big question on many people's minds. In the US-China trade war, who really holds the cards? Is it China or the United States? From the perspective of a Chinese political commentator, this is far more than a trade issue, it's a deeply political confrontation. Trump's trade war is about politics, not just economics. In China's view, Trump's trade war wasn't just about tariffs or trade deficits, it was a political move. His real goal? Winning votes. America's society is divided into three main classes. The elite, capitalists and intellectuals, a large middle class, and the working class, often called rednecks. Trump knew clearly that to win elections, he had to appeal to the redneck base. So he created a narrative. Foreigners are stealing our wealth through trade deficits. If we raise tariffs, we can easily earn back $600 billion. He promised to use that money to reduce taxes, even exempt waiters and workers from paying taxes on tips. He claimed, bring manufacturing back, create jobs, put money in people's pockets. For many struggling Americans, that was incredibly appealing. Can America really profit from tariffs? Not so simple. But from a Chinese perspective, this making money from tariffs idea comes with major risks. 1. Foreign products become more expensive, ordinary Americans can't afford them. 2. Products still entering the US rise in price, leading to inflation. Even within the US, there's backlash. Elon Musk criticized Trump's economic advisor Navarro, calling the plan disastrous for the stock market. Navarro fired back, saying, "You're just a car salesman, stay in your lane." This kind of internal conflict shows that even America's elites are divided on tariff policy. China's weak spot, service trade, but there's leverage. China has a trade deficit with the US in services, about $23 billion. Not a huge amount, but services are highly profitable. China still heavily depends on US technology. Qualcomm chips in smartphones. Tesla's advanced self-driving systems. Oracle databases. Microsoft operating systems. AI frameworks based on US open-source tech which China pays to upgrade and maintain. In finance, US capital is deep in Chinese stock markets and banks. Services like Visa, MasterCard, SWIFT, they're all still relied on in China. So yes, China can retaliate in services, but only in limited ways. Goods trade is the real battlefield. This is where things get serious. China exports $524.6 billion worth of goods to the US every year, and only imports $163.6 billion. Plus, another $120 billion flows through Vietnam, Cambodia, and Mexico, making the real trade surplus over $500 billion. That's the heart of this conflict. Why no other country joins China in retaliation? Many ask, why is China the only country strongly fighting back? Because China's retaliation is emotional and political, tied to Taiwan, national dignity, and geopolitical pressure. Other countries? They see this as a negotiation game, not a battle. The UK, EU, and Canada all held back. Even Israel and Japan, with tiny trade deficits, were treated harshly, but chose not to retaliate. That left China fighting alone. In short, this is China's lone warrior moment. What cards does China still hold? So, what options does China have? 1. Service trade leverage, limited but high profit. 2. Rare earths and pharmaceuticals, 90% of US supply comes from China. 3. Foreign tech companies in China, Tesla, Apple, Nvidia, hit their supply chains, and prices rise. 4. Government control and national resilience, the strongest cards in China's deck. China has proven resilience, surviving 3 years of pandemic, maintaining self-sufficiency. Even if cut off, it will survive. Maybe not thrive, but survive. Who blinks first? Trump just announced tariffs would rise from 104% to 200%, while granting 90-day exemptions to countries that don't retaliate. That's a clear strategy: isolate China and hit hard. China may respond by raising its tariffs from 84% to 105%. At this point, it's a waiting game. Who blinks first? The fallout on businesses. For many Chinese small and medium-sized exporters, this is a disaster. China may lose trade volume, but the US also has vulnerabilities. Rare earths and medicines. Apple and Tesla's production in China. Nvidia's China sales. But the US can hit back too, with high-end chips, closed-source software, and precision equipment. This is a lose-lose battle. Nobody wins, everyone bleeds. What comes next? If other countries feel overwhelmed by Chinese overcapacity, they'll follow America's lead, erecting their own tariff walls. Like how Korea and Vietnam fear cheap Chinese steel flooding their markets. In the end, Chinese companies may be forced into brutal price wars within their domestic market, fighting to the death. Final thoughts. This isn't just a trade war. It's a system-to-system confrontation. No winners. Just a question of who suffers more, and who survives longer. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more China-focused insights and updates on global trade. Thanks for watching. Let's stay tuned.